April 24th, 1964, 5:45 p.m. Officer Lonnie Zamora of the Socorro, New Mexico Police Department is pursuing a black Chevrolet speeding down Old Rodeo Street when he hears a loud roar and sees a bluish flame to the southwest. Zamora abandons pursuit of the vehicle and radios that he is investigating a possible explosion. As he nears the spot, he expects to see an accident. Instead, he sees something entirely different. A shiny metallic object that has landed to the side of the road in the desert. He estimates it is approximately 30 feet wide, the size of a small RV today. He also claims the egg-shaped craft has 4 landing supports at its base. Suddenly, the object lifts off with the same bluish flame traveling to the southeast. It disappears within minutes. Pat is in Socorro, New Mexico, hoping to find new leads based on James McDonald's file.
It's really hard to emphasize how significant the Lonnie Zamora case is. It's been a part of every major UFO report since Project Blue Book. So this case has never been solved, and that's why we have to look at it.
Local historian and reporter Paul Hardin recently covered Zamora's sighting in the El Defensor Chieftain newspaper, and after more than 40 years, he found that Zamora's story still has legs.
Can you tell me why people are still talking about this incident 40 years after it happened?
That's a good question. I was kind of surprised myself. I do a lot of history articles, never UFO articles before.
You don't consider yourself a ufologist?
No, not really. I was really surprised at how many people in town actually remembered it or were involved in it, and so it got kind of interesting.
So from a historical point of view, this is real history. This really happened.
No doubt in my mind that the incident happened. The only thing that history can't tell you is, what did Mr. Zamora see? I can't answer that.
Zamora's account is one of the most specific UFO sightings ever recorded. According to McDonald's Zamora file, not only did he provide descriptions of the object's size, appearance, speed, and behavior, but reports described marks left in the sand by the object, as well as fused sand and scorched brush. Numerous witnesses to these strange physical traces are on scene within minutes after the sighting.
So immediately you have a fair number of law enforcement agents that were at the scene 10 minutes or so after Lonnie saw it.
When you say at the scene, you mean they went to the landing site?
They went to the actual landing site.
Okay,
Yes.
and so these were law officers that could confirm that there were landing impressions in the dirt.
Correct.
And that there were burned bushes.
Well, as a matter of fact, in the original Defensor Chieftain story, they cite how when they arrived at the scene, the plants were still smoldering.
Wow.
So, tells you something happened.
Many people have looked into the Zamora sighting, but few have come up with any solid conclusions. Some believe this is because Zamora has remained silent for over a decade. But Pat is on his way to hear the story firsthand. Lonnie Zamora has agreed to break his silence.